In Wales at the weekend, Leeds United are back in West Yorkshire with the latest championship challenge provided by Luton Town. Given the relative position of the two teams, the expectation levels will be high for a Leeds United win that would see them climb back to the top of the championship table at the end of this evening. But the championship is rarely that straightforward, and Luton Town 12 months ago were playing Premier League football, so it could easily be a tough and tricky evening for Leeds here. Under the floodlights at Ellen Road. Big crowd, cold night, pitch looks immaculate. All the elements here for what will hopefully be a great game of football. Leeds United, 2 consecutive wins going into this one. Will hope to extend that run, and in doing so, leapfrog back to the top above the teams who've pushed them back down again as a consequence of last night's set of championship results. Noise levels building towards kick-off. It's going to be a game played with an emotional backdrop. Today marks the 13th anniversary of a very significant and tragic date. The date that we found out that we'd lost Gary Speed, Leeds United hero, Leeds United legend, whatever you want to call him. He was a hugely popular footballer at this football club and every other football club that he was involved with as well. Somebody that I got to know well from quite early on in his career. Somebody I got to call a friend as well, and his passing will be marked through the course of this evening. On the 11th minute, you will hear the number 11 remembered with applause, which I'm sure will ring out all around the ground. So that's a little later on in the evening. Before that, 2 teams are coming together. 2 captains in the centre circle. Pascal Struijk with a small child in arms, having a chat with the referee. It's the referee that we saw in the opening in the game away, opening game of the season, Sam Allison. Early on in the season, certainly West Brom, I think it was, wasn't it? And he has gone through the formalities with the 2 captains now. The Leeds United team news is 1 change for Leeds United, with Dan James back on the bench and Willie Gnonto back in the starting 11. So quite a significant change, given particularly how Dan James played, how well he played in the game against Swansea on Sunday. But Gnonto, of course, was the man who popped up with a last-minute winner. And Leeds will be looking to him, perhaps, to do something similar in this game against Luton Town here this evening. Leeds are still in the huddle. And Luton are ready to go. Luton sit in 16th place in the table. They've got 18 points. Their away form has not been great. They've only won 1 game away from Kenilworth Road, and they've only drawn 1 game away from Kenilworth Road. So there are 5 away defeats for Luton in what has been a surprisingly difficult start to the life back in the championship for them. Rob Edwards down in the technical area, the manager. A bit like Gary Speed, former teammate, international teammate of Gary Speed's, former Welsh international. As Meslier goes and takes the applause from those behind the goal at one end, Leeds United will be kicking towards the south stand in this first half. And Luton it is who will get the game underway. The game has started, and Leeds know what the prize is at the end of the evening here. Early ball pumped up into the Leeds half, defended by Pascal Struijk. And then it's played out wide to the right side, and then the flag is raised immediately as Morris was on the charge. The Luton number 9, he was offside, and so Leeds United have a free kick.
Yeah, you can see how they line up, of course, with 3 at the back. Will that then become a 5, and will we have lots of players to try and get behind and in and around? That's what normally happens. Swansea, of course, came out and took the game to us. That opened things up.
Here's Aaronson chasing a through ball, didn't quite get there ahead of Mengi, but Mengi not able to keep the ball in play, so Leeds end up with a throw-in midway inside the Swansea half. And the ball is played into touch early chance to give a little mention to former Leeds player Dylan Kerr, who's watching the game in the company of a group of Leeds fanatics, I'm told, in South Africa currently.
G'day, Dylan.
An old friend of yours, Tony.
Yes, Dylan always complains that he was my understudy, and while he was here for a few years, I actually never got injured. As soon as he left, I then started getting injured. Yeah.
Apologies for that, Dylan. I'm sure that's revived bad memories, as Luton have possession in the Leeds United half with Moses. One of the 3 changes in the Luton side. Victor Moses, Piroe almost capitalised on it. Well, there's no way that's a free kick, because surely the 2 players just tripped over each other there, didn't they? Mark McGuinness and Piroe.
Oh, McGuinness, no, he knew he made an absolute hash of that, and then just falls into and flicks Piroe down. Surely the other way.
And then something similar happens on the edge of the Leeds United penalty area, but this time the award is given in the other direction, so Leeds have it. Tanaka quickly back to Meslier. And Pascal Struijk. Struijk out to the left to Joe Rothwell. Rothwell further wide to Mana Solomon. 2 goals to his name. First 2 goals for Leeds United in that game at Swansea on Sunday. Solomon on the run down the left-hand side as well, and he's got in behind well here. He's in position potentially to cross the ball. He's just holding it up just outside the penalty area. A little step over, tees it up for Gnonto. Gnonto's in shooting range, and it spins up and into the hands of the goalkeeper Kaminski. And Leeds create their first chance of the game.
Oh, it's excellent play. Rothwell with the ball over the top to Solomon. And just when he jinks, drops that shoulder. Oh, he's difficult. Finds Gnonto. He couldn't quite find the back of the net.
Byram challenging over on the far touchline in front of the east stand. The ball goes out off the top of his head. Luton have the throw in. Back it goes. And then a crossfield ball that's straight to Bogle. Gnonto. Back into Rodon. And then into the D to Meslier. Meslier, straight ball forward to Rothwell. Leeds happy just to keep possession at the back for the time being. Rodon invited to take possession of the ball briefly, and then gives it back to Meslier. And Meslier is able to play it into space diagonally forward to Solomon, who crosses the halfway line. And now Rothwell moving in field for tucking the ball back to Tanaka. Tanaka into the feet of Gnonto. Gnonto into the feet in turn of Rothwell, and then Tanaka. And then well played out wide to Solomon. Solomon to move it up to the edge of the penalty box now. Into Tanaka, came at him rather, couldn't control it. Leeds try and win the second ball, but Luton will at least clear this. That's exactly what they do. Long into the Leeds half, where only Meslier, all in bright pink, waits. And gives the ball back to Tanaka.
Well, it's been a really bright and sharp start, hasn't it? And Luton, well, they're a couple up top. When they do press, we managed to bypass that pretty quickly and then get at them. Let's hope they still do that. Not quite doing it as a unit, are Luton, so that is helping us.
Byram pushing forward for Leeds into the path of Piroe. Now Aaronson. Short ball to his left to Solomon. Keeps the ball, gives it to Byram. Well forward for Leeds. Comes back from Aaronson to Struijk, and then Rothwell just alongside, and Rodon right on the centre spot. Gets the ball back again. Now Struijk for Leeds in an advanced position. Return pass from Byram, not the best, he acknowledges it, but still easy pick up for the Leeds centre half. Now Tanaka, who's just happy to help it back to Meslier. Now Struijk looks forward, gives it to Solomon. And Tanaka. Returns the ball to Pascal Struijk. Over the halfway line. Solomon could maybe have a little run here. Gives the ball in field to Byram, gets it back. But he'll come back into safer areas. Now Tanaka in possession. Now Rodon. And into the feet of Gnonto. Leeds holding possession in their own half currently. Meslier thinks about going long and then thinks again.
Yes, they're certainly in control. Daniel Farke, we know, likes to control matches. Here we're controlling the ball. Luton haven't had a touch for a little while.
Gnonto, nice pass with the outstep. Byram stayed forward.
Oh.
He has Solomon to his wide. It's gone a little further out wide than Solomon would have wanted, but he's still in possession, and now he has Gnonto on the ball. And now Byram back into Gnonto in the penalty area. Leeds trying to work their way through a crowd of Luton shirts there. Comes out, still in Leeds possession. Piroe with a little ball in, now just behind Gnonto. And Luton will be happy to hook that one away onto the head of Rodon. Nodded down to Bogle. Into the centre circle to Struijk. You'll hear the noise levels rise as the pressure builds.
It's excellent pressure as well. Luton just hacking it anywhere at the moment. They're dropping deeper. We're pushing on, moving the ball quickly, finding that spare man.
Rodon through the middle for Piroe. Tanaka delivers a ball to Pascal Struijk, who gives it back to Rodon. Solomon pops a pass off to Struijk and then gets a return ball. Now Aaronson. The two beloved players linking up. Now Byram on the left side. Cross into the middle from Sam Byram, who is being allowed to occupy a very advanced position in these early stages.
Yes, he's certainly pushing up, actually inside as well, so just finding space because we are that good in possession. He can roam around and get on the ball. Piroe, I like the run as well from Piroe, trying to get in behind the defence. We did have an end product for all this nice football.
Needs to try and play a ball out wide to the left side to, again, Byram, but unsuccessful. And now they're having to concentrate on defensive work. Tanaka again is the man just to step in front of the player in possession, Burke, and block him and push the ball out for a throw-in.
How many times did he do that at Swansea? Just reads the danger extremely well.
Ball is thrown back into the Luton half. And then it goes back to the keeper.
Ooh.
Hit quite hard at the goalkeeper then. Piroe was lurking. That was not the best from Luton, that. And the goalkeeper was thankful that Piroe maybe wasn't another couple of feet closer to him as it pinged off him.
Deal with that one, Kaminski.
It was a tester for his touch, that's for sure. Rodon at the other end for Leeds, onto Gnonto. Back it goes to Struijk. Now Aaronson can look forward for Leeds as he moves it into the Luton half. Just holds it up, stops, comes back again. So the line of players who'd set off in pursuit in an attacking sense all retreat back to the halfway line where Tanaka is in possession, and then it goes over the top. Can Gnonto get to this one over on the left-hand side? He should get there, he will get there by the corner flag. Gnonto looking, weighing up his options, gives it back to Tanaka. Tanaka to Gnonto, just in from the touchline. And then Byram and Gnonto link up. And Gnonto holds it by the corner flag once more. Back it comes to Tanaka again. And then into Byram, back to Tanaka, into the penalty area to Solomon. Looking forward, comes back for Byram, left foot. Shot is blocked, second one is fired into the back of the net. Great reaction from Sam Byram. And he absolutely rifled that one beyond the keeper and into the far corner. Byram on the score sheet for Leeds United 1, Luton Town 0.
Fantastic goal from Sam Byram. The first effort was blocked, but the second one, the in the air bicycle kick into the bottom corner, is superb. And at last we do have an end product. Really good, quick passing. Lovely first touch actually from Byram as well, and he was the first to react. Luton defenders didn't know where the ball was coming down. Well, Sam Byram did, and now it's in the back of the net.
It was a kung fu style kick from Sam Byram. And as it dropped to him, he unleashed a close range volley of some power into the back of the net. Great start for Leeds United. Great start for Sam Byram.
And we have been in complete control, haven't we? Pushing Luton back, pressurising them. They haven't been able to keep the ball whatsoever. And of course, we always like to get some sort of end product when we are on top. Well, we've got it.
Luton in possession in the Leeds half. Ball is played over the top, but that's an easy pick-up for Meslier. And the 11th minute comes around here at Ellen Road. And Gary Speed's name is on the lips of everybody around the stadium. There's noise all around, and at a moment like this, thoughts are with Roger, Carol, Leslie, Louise, Tommy and Ed, a lovely family who lost a great man.
It's a wonderful response, isn't it, for Gary Speed? An incredible player. I had the fortune to, of course, play just behind him, a dream to play with, but anyone that knew him personally, he was an even better man.
I would absolutely second that. Leeds United lead by 1-0 here against Luton Town. Byram, great ball forward for Piroe to chase down the left. And number 10 just about keeps the ball in play for Leeds. There are men in the middle. If he can find them, almost got it through to Gnonto with a low, hard-hit cross. Gnonto was just the wrong side of the defender.
See, Piroe going out to the left-hand side. He knows what sort of crosses that he would like to receive, and it's like this. Fired in nice and early, so he can run onto it. Didn't quite reach Gnonto, but a good run.
Rothwell, oh my word, Rothwell has launched a back pass towards Meslier, who in turn has launched it back up the pitch. Is this some sort of little game the two have got going on between them here?
Not a problem. Although it would be nicer to get it down.
Rodon passes more conventionally into the feet of Gnonto. Good pass that. Crisp passing is decent from Leeds in these opening stages. Byram, the goal scorer, to Rothwell. Just about finds Gnonto. And then Gnonto's ball is not going to cause any problem for Luton defensively. Kaminski comes out to collect the ball on the edge of the penalty area. And quickly out it goes to Amari Bell, fit in back in the team again. Missed the game at the weekend. Hull were the team defeated in Luton's last match at Kenilworth Road. Hull, who have today parted company with their manager. Rob Edwards, another manager potentially, I'm sure, under pressure. That's the way of it these days, isn't it? Even though he took them up to the Premier League. I don't think the expectation was that his job would be keeping them up in the Championship this season, but thus far, that's the way it's been. And there's a long conversation going on between Edwards and Clark down below. Edwards on the edge of the technical area. Clark, who takes a free kick for Luton into the box now. Swung up to the edge of the box where it's well headed clear by Rodon. Not once, but twice. And now Aaronson. Nice take from Aaronson, but just offered a little sight of that one to Krauss, the Luton player. And he took the ball away from the Leeds man, and now Luton come forward with the ball out to Victor Moses. Back towards the halfway line to Bell, and then into the centre circle to Mark McGuinness. McGuinness, good ball wide to Moses, who's moved a long way forward. Is on the edge of the area, straight at the midriff of Gnonto there, who's happy just to clear away. Sunday League style into touch as far forward as he can get the ball.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that at all. And Luton, of course, they'll take their time with set pieces. That will be certainly an important weapon for them.
Past the quarter-hour mark here as Leeds have Meslier in possession. Picks the ball up and just jogs it forward. The last time these two met at Ellen Road was in June 2020, in that lockdown period. And Luton forced a draw here, which caused a few jitters at the time. Stuart Dallas with an equaliser for Leeds. After that, it was plain sailing right through to the end of the season and lifting the trophy. Subsequently, Luton have had their own spell in the Premier League, albeit just the one season. Both these teams are eyeing up a return, but one of the two at the moment doing a slightly better job of it. Rothwell in possession for Leeds. Gives it to Rodon. Gnonto pursued on the halfway line, so goes back into his own half.
Didn't really want Rodon to run forward there, because Gnonto's facing his own goal. Heavy touch, and suddenly Luton player would have been in, so that's where you give it, and then you drop.
Tanaka to Rodon. Back to Meslier. Able to walk the ball a long way out the penalty area before he plays it square to Rodon. Meslier with a left foot ball put over the top. It's going to be just beyond Piroe here.
Too straight again. I like the way we're mixing the play up. You can tell that yes, of course, we're trying to play our normal style of football, but at the right time there is space in behind this Luton defence, and we're trying to go long, but long and straight isn't the idea. Just got to be on the angle.
Kaminski with the kick out towards the far side. Byram wins a good header. Piroe chases, but doesn't get there. Solomon tries to nod it back to him, fails. Luton put it back into the Leeds half, where Rodon defends with his head. And Rothwell and Tanaka lose possession. And it's through the middle, and Moses has managed to just push the ball into the path of Clark, and he's continued his forward run. And Mellier's come out, and it's an amazing goal line clearance by Pascal Struijk. That is incredible, because that was flying in, and Struijk, full stretch in the air, managed to keep it out somehow and to prevent what was going to be a Luton Town equaliser.
Incredible from Pascal. Absolutely brilliant. As you should do as a defender, try and get back on the line when the fence has been breached.
So Leeds very much reminded that this game is far from over here. And Luton Town were one stupendous clearance away from being all square there, and they just cut through the Leeds defence pretty easily. And Meslier was maybe a little slow off his line, and it was chipped over him, and Struijk had made the run back and just got there in time to keep it out. Ball forward, arms around the neck of Piroe. Nothing given by the referee though, as Moses gives it away to Tanaka. Now Leeds link up with Aaronson. Now Gnonto down the right, onside. Into the penalty area, lovely ball from Gnonto, terrific ball. Keeper didn't know whether to stick or twist, and it was just diverted away from Manor Solomon on the far side of the 6-yard box.
And that's the strength that we've got. As soon as we pick that ball up in our own half, the way that we can counter-attack, move the ball quickly, we got lots of options for the player on the ball, and once again, just really good play. Years earlier, Victor Moses, an excellent run, wonderful chip as well, but Pascal Struijk, how did you stop that one going in? Brilliant play, great defending. Oh, when it needed to be.
Easier to put that into your own net than do what he did. And that's a wonderful bit of defending. Leeds have a corner. The referee is delaying the taking. Now gives the signal. Rothwell over the ball. 20th minute here at Ellen Road. Plenty of movement inside the penalty area as the ball is curled in now, headed away from the penalty box. It will come out for Aaronson to nod into the path of Bogle, the last man back. And then Bogle just lifts across into the penalty area. There was a run from Struijk on the far side, but it was diverted away from the box before it got to the lead skipper. Tanaka in possession, back to Bogle. Bogle will probably go back to the halfway line. He does to Rodon. And then Rothwell to Struijk. Now Manor Solomon, perhaps to take on his defender. Goes into Byram instead. Again, Sam Byram well up the park. Back to Struijk. All the Leeds outfield players are in that Luton half currently. Rothwell amongst them to Struijk, ahead of him. Down the channel for Solomon, little back heel for Aaronson. Struijk back to Rothwell. Now Rodon has Bogle available to the right. Bogle rolls the ball in field to Rothwell. To his left to Pascal Struijk, and then Struijk to the touchline to Byram. Byram's ball isn't going to reach Solomon, but it is cleared into touch for a Leeds United throw in by the corner flag.
Once again, we're popping it around. Never quite got the opportunity to shoot or cross, but Luton just dropping deeper, and they're just rushing their clearance. Another angle. Moses does really well, but Pascal had to just launch himself and somehow got the ball going away from goal.
Rothwell, in fact, he went out for a corner kick, so it's better than a throw for Leeds, and Rothwell will take the corner now. This one's curled into the 6-yard box again, headed clear. Gnonto was the man in the middle there, wasn't he? He was always going to struggle in that particular position against big centre halves.
Carlton Morris was back, wasn't he, for Luton with the headed clearance, but yeah, Gnonto versus Morris, I know who'd win that one.
Tanaka, lovely ball into Gnonto over the top, and it just broke away from Gnonto, spun through his legs actually. And if Piroe had maybe set off on a run slightly earlier, could have pressurised Kaminski, the keeper, but the keeper got there comfortably ultimately.
I like the positions Gnonto's taking up as well. He's not obviously hugging the touchline. When we do go forward, Bogle is the one that gets up on the right, so he's allowed just to come inside Gnonto and wander and find that space.
Ball is out of play on the far touchline, and Leeds were appealing the throw. They don't get it. It goes the other way, according to assistant far side. So Luton just inside their own half, with Burke on the ball. Kaminski clears from the edge of the area. Struijk wins another header. This one bounces all the way through to Piroe beyond the defender. Leeds have got players in the box, and Aaronson's one of them. Aaronson in. Oh, tried to play it to Gnonto. Surely there was a chance to shoot, but Aaronson was unselfish. Tried to help his teammate out, and the ball was cleared away.
Forget unselfish, wrong option. Simple as that. Score. Stick it in the back of the net. No one's coming towards you. Look, there's no player anywhere near. Murray Bell is picking up Gnonto. Take it another yard and stick it away.
He had a clear sight of goal, didn't he, Brendan?
Strange defending as well there. Just trying to pick Gnonto up at some point. Didn't take advantage of it, unfortunately.
Struijk for Leeds. In it goes to Solomon. Move quickly to Aaronson. And again, out of his feet nicely to Gnonto. Gnonto behind Bogle, but he's checked back to win the ball, and then he sees the chance to move it first time into the path of Piroe. Piroe with Bogle in support, takes the ball himself, edge of the penalty area. Square then to Tanaka, a bit further back now. Gnonto, well played into the path of Aaronson, turns goalwards, has a shot, and it wasn't particularly powerfully struck, but it bounced in front of the keeper.
Now he shoots from 25, 30 yards out. Now he shoots. I think the previous chance obviously was in his head. He wanted to be positive, but this one, probably the wrong option from there.
He was hearing the crowd shout, shoot,
yeah.
And this time they didn't, but he did. Kaminski with the ball forward into the Leeds half. 25th minute. Leeds United 1, Luton Town 0.
But the good thing with Aaronson, obviously, he's getting into those positions, and that's what a number 10 needs to do. Run towards goal, support your front man, find space, and hopefully tuck one of those chances away.
Struijk back to Meslier. And now Rodon to Bogle. Leeds playing deep. As the ball is played up in the air and drops beyond Aaronson's jump. But now he can break through and push on down the right-hand side for Leeds. Looks into the penalty area, wants bodies to arrive. Still with it, Aaronson. Tries to put it up into the middle. The cross is blocked. It comes back for Aaronson again. Luton have got men back behind the ball now, whereas previously Leeds had a numerical advantage pushing forward. Tanaka now curls a great ball into the middle. Right down that corridor of uncertainty, and Mana Solomon looks to the heavens because it bounced just in front of him and then beyond him.
Great ball. That is the ball in behind the defence. Go on, someone attack it. Got to say, the defending of Reece Burke was just enough, wasn't it, to hold off Mana Solomon, but that's where defenders hate the ball going in behind them.
That's one to gamble for.
It is. It is.
It's a goal kick. Kaminski drops in the Leeds half. Tanaka's header into Piroe. Now the path of Aaronson. Play through for Gnonto. Gnonto's just outside the D. Gnonto goes right and left, tries to shoot. Defender gets across to block that shot, and it goes behind for a corner.
Another good counter-attack from us, win the ball back. Open Luton up quickly. Had no real support, so had to just try and get the defenders on their wrong feet. Put them off balance, but couldn't quite get through both of them.
Rothwell, for the first time, comes to the near side, west stand side, to take a corner for Leeds.
Delivery's been really good. The quality's been excellent.
Now it needs one of his teammates to reciprocate with the bit on the end of it, as Rothwell gives them the signal now. Curled into the area. Coming to meet it was Sam Byram. Had no idea where it was going. Well, we can tell him it was going behind and out for a goal kick.
I don't always say the delivery's been fantastic, and all of a sudden there's an iffy one. To be honest, the corner kicks have been a lot better. Rothwell, really good technician on those set pieces.
Short goal kick. Luton play out from the back. Rodon, little push there. Pretty clear on the back of Jacob Brown. Luton take a quick free kick, and they'll very much regret the decision, because it sailed straight through to Meslier.
Poor play, really is, from Luton. But while it's only at 1-0, I still think they're well in this game, so we've got to try and knock that belief out of them, ideally with another goal.
Bogle back to Rodon. Cross to the middle to Rothwell. And then Pascal Struijk. Struijk to Byram. Infield to Rothwell. Good movement here. Manor Solomon found himself in space down the left. He's well picked out by Rothwell. He's on the edge of the penalty area. He puts it into Gnonto, side foot shot. And the goalkeeper manages to drag the ball into his body. And Gnonto's frustrated, because that could so easily have been 2-0.
It's brilliant play again. Gnonto doesn't quite get all the ball as he would have liked, but the ball from Solomon is superb. You can just see it's it slightly into the ground, not quite with enough power, but excellent play.
Leeds come again. Gnonto tried to play it wide to Aaronson, but it's Nakamba who's managed to intercept it, and then it's played up into the Leeds half. But again, it's Meslier who's easily come to gather that one. He could pick it up if he wants to. I think he's going to elect to just keep the ball on the turf, which he does, rather than pick it up. Struijk gives the ball back to the Leeds keeper.
And despite Luton playing with 5 at the back at times, we're still managing to put the ball in between the defenders, aren't we? Certainly on that left-hand side. Rothwell, some excellent balls through to Solomon.
Meslier on the edge of the penalty area with the ball in front of him. And Rodon to his right, who has it now. Gnonto in his own half, push backwards. Has to go back to Meslier. Meslier out it comes to Rodon. Jaden Bogle. Infield, good ball. Gnonto, space for Gnonto as well. Through the middle. In it goes to Piroe. Tries to turn and move away from the defender in one go. Doesn't work. Tanaka then is penalised for a little late challenge on Clark. And Luton have a free kick in their own half. A lot of talking there, isn't
yeah,
it?
there is.
Between the Luton players.
Tanaka just unfortunately mistimed that one, but Luton, well, they're all at 6s and 7s, aren't they?
That conversation between Jordan Clark and Rob Edwards is ongoing here. I mentioned it earlier, and still very animated, the pair of them.
Well, it is, because our movement is that good. They're not sure who they should be picking up, but we're rotating. You know, Gnonto's here, then everywhere. Who goes with him, who doesn't? They're having a problem, Luton.
They're attacking at the moment. They're still in possession in the Leeds half. As the ball is in the possession of Nakamba, back into his own half. It goes all the way back to the keeper. Good pressing from Leeds to force Luton back there. And Piroe is trying to pressurise the keeper. Tanaka wins the header on the halfway line. Rothwell won't get to it. Morris does for the away side. Solomon, great interception by Manor Solomon. Saw where the ball was going to bounce, got himself in between ball and man, and won it back for Leeds United. Has it now to Rothwell and back again to Solomon. Byram back to Rothwell. Leeds maybe trying to open things up a little bit now with Rodon to Rothwell's right. Back into Rothwell it goes. And Struijk to the left side to Solomon. He can have a little bit of a run here, perhaps, Mana Solomon. Still going. Nice close control. Byram pushes it back to Tanaka. Tanaka switches to Bogle out on the right side. Bogle gives it on to Gnonto. Gnonto takes it away from the edge of the area and then gives it to Rothwell. And then Rothwell to Rodon. And back to Rothwell. Centre half back in possession. Pushes it through the middle for Piroe. Almost pushes it into the path then of Bogle. Not quite, but Leeds quickly win it back with Rothwell now Tanaka. Piroe pass not quite coming off. Not for the first time this evening. It's narrow margins as Tanaka and Rothwell exchange passes. Now Aaronson. Bogle's to his right. Bogle has the ball. Back it comes to Tanaka. There's a lot of space in front of Tanaka. And now it's with Aaronson. Aaronson ahead of Bogle. I hope Bogle's going to be kept away. Well, he's got his foot round it. He's done really well there, Jaden Bogle, because Gnonto can then come in quickly to pick up. Now Aaronson's in the box. Dodges a couple of challenges. Bogle picks up the rebound, and it's headed clear as far at least as Byram on the edge of the area. Just plays it back to Struijk. Struijk into Rothwell. Leeds can come again here. Rothwell is at pace. Gives it out wide to the far side to Byram to curl his cross into the middle. Headed away as far as Bogle. Bogle told to shoot. He won't. He'll play it square to Tanaka instead. Tanaka curls across to the far side. That one's an easy header clear. Now Morris and can't get to it ahead of Tanaka. Tanaka, little ball into Solomon. Rather hit at Solomon, but it's cleared into touch for a Leeds throw.
Well, we're moving the ball so quickly, finding a spare man so easily. I've got to say, from Luton, some really poor defending out there. Don't see much urgency in closing us down. We're just playing around them at will.
Leeds in possession in the centre circle. Tanaka to Solomon. Closed down now. Tanaka has it again. Plays it out to Gnonto. Gnonto has Bogle waiting, but he goes with a curl ball into the middle. And again, all sorts of confusion as the ball drops in the area. And all that's missing is a little Leeds touch on the end of it, and it sails out for a goal kick.
Oh, it's a wonderful ball again. And Mengi tries to defend it by clearing it, but makes a mess and misses it completely.
So goal kick as Daniel Farker, big coat on, hands in pockets, watches on. Kaminski into the Leeds half. Struijk. Well, Morris actually got the header. Leeds try and win it back halfway. It's actually in possession of Bell. Bell back to the keeper. And then out to McGuinness and back to the goalkeeper once more. Kaminski swings it forward. Tanaka underneath it. Rothwell heads it to Struijk. Struijk heads it wide to Byram, and he just plays a ball across the turf back into the penalty area to Meslier. Tanaka to Rodon. Meslier. Now Struijk. Infield to Rothwell. 10 minutes to go before half-time. Leeds 1, Luton 0. And for all the Leeds possession, only the one goal. Gnonto trying to do something about that. Lovely ball, flighted out to Byram, just outside the penalty area. And it goes to Solomon. It's in front of Solomon. He holds it up in the box. Solomon, 2 players between him and the goal, so he goes back to Byram. Byram trying to find space for a cross, perhaps. Instead, he comes back out to Struijk and then square to Tanaka. And Tanaka to his left to Solomon. Solomon attacking the box, still going, will shoot low, and it'll be cleared away by McGuinness. And Struik's got to chase back because Morris was on his shoulder, so he goes all the way back to Meslier for Leeds to start all over again.
Well, it's dominance, isn't it? Absolutely dominating possession, getting into good areas. Just got to land another blow.
Rodon. Now Tanaka. Back to Rothwell. Struijk. Returns it to his central defensive partner, Rodon. Now Struijk on to Solomon and then Tanaka. Now out wide right side, Gnonto. Great take in space in the Luton half. Slows things up, goes back into the centre circle to Rodon, the hub, and then Tanaka ahead of him to Rothwell, back to Tanaka, through the middle, just past Aaronson, who maybe wasn't expecting the ball in that place. Neither was Piroe, and Kaminski comes to pick it up on the edge of the box.
So the only thing I'd probably say is that I haven't really got Piroe into the game as much as I'd like. He doesn't really strike me as that sort of player anyway, but in this sort of game, he certainly could easily get that ball to his feet there. Didn't quite read the ball from Tanaka.
Foul on Struijk by Morris. So it's a free kick taken quickly to Rodon. Rothwell out to the right to Bogle, infield to Piroe. First time ball invites Gnonto to chase. Defender should get there ahead of him, does Bell, and then plays it into touch in his haste to try and keep the Leeds man away from it. Rothwell takes a quick throw in back to Rodon, gives it short back to Rothwell. Now Pascal Struijk out to the left-hand side to Byram.
You see Rob Edwards, he's shouting at one of his front men to try and then just drop onto Tanaka, which is why they're not really pressing Rodon. They don't want the ball going through to Tanaka or Rothwell. It hasn't worked, by the way, so far.
Yeah, there are 3 players around Tanaka at the moment, aren't there? 2 now in close proximity as Leeds work it out to the left side to Aaronson, who's over there this time. A real fluidity about the formation just at the moment. Doesn't quite work, but it pings back into the path of Byram, somewhat fortuitously, and Leeds have the ball again on the halfway line with Struijk. And now Rodon. Back it goes to Struijk. Short ball to Byram. Byram through a gap to Aaronson. Level with the edge of the box. Aaronson plays it back into Solomon. Cure white shirts over on that far side of the Luton penalty area. Solomon now quickly ups the pace. Lovely looking cross into the middle. And the response from McGuinness was to put it behind for a corner.
Now that's really good play, because at some point you go slow, quick. And then when you do quick, get it across that box. This time it was Gnonto making the run. If you don't put it in there, Struijk will make the run once. He might make it twice. He ain't going to make the 3rd and 4th time. So you need to keep them interested. That was a good ball.
Solomon just showing he's got the beating for pace there of his opponent in that little charge forward. Leeds have this corner kick, which Rothwell will take short this time. Curled out to the edge of the box to Aaronson. Aaronson thinks about the shot, thinks again, gives it instead to Tanaka. Everybody's still in the penalty area. The ball is outside of it still currently, though. And then loose ball from Byram that just about finds its way to Tanaka. Now Rothwell. And players have moved out the box and now moving back into it as Solomon gives it back into Rothwell. Little diagonal pass back to Struijk, and now Gnonto over on that far side curls his cross in. Comfortably headed away. Tanaka doesn't pick up the possession, and Leeds are having to think about getting back in their own half as Clark defends the ball and then puts it over the top. And the run through the middle is offside as the flag is raised, just to bring an end to Luton's hopes of a breakaway there.
Just earlier as well, Carlton Morris was in the kind of the right back position defending, and then he just grabbed Mana Solomon. And as he's grabbing him, Mana's trying to get out, and he swings an arm. Mana does it just in sheer frustration. Fortunately, it misses Morris, but that could have been one of those where you react and you get yourself into a bit of trouble.
Aaronson chasing down the left for Leeds, keeps the ball in play. Now what can he do with it from this position? Oh, he's into the area, curls it deep. Bogle's underneath it. Bogle controls it and then has to move it out of the box to give it to Tanaka. Tanaka has Rodon waiting behind, or Rothwell even. And Rothwell it is who gets the ball. Tanaka, short pass to Bogle. In it goes to Piroe, to Aaronson. Tries to give it back to Piroe. And it's cut out by Krauss, and it goes out for a Leeds throw-in. Inside these final 5 minutes of this first period. Bogle down the line to Aaronson. Tackled successfully by Victor Moses, who played the ball against Aaronson to earn Luton the throw-in. Moses, you describe as being at the veteran stage of his career now, I think. 33 years old, arrived at Luton from Spartak Moscow. Has the second throw in here for Luton as they made their way up the near side touchline and into the Leeds half. Rodon, oh, it's headed infield and it's loose, and there's a chance for Luton from the edge of the penalty area. It's come back out for the pass out to the left-hand side from Krauss to Morris, and he'll curl it to the far post, and there's a header in and there's a header wide. And Leeds were all at sea defensively all of a sudden there, and the man getting in the back post was McGuinness, and McGuinness probably should have done better with his header.
It was Reece Burke, I think, that got there, but my goodness, he should have done a load better. Okay, a difficult angle, but hard and low anywhere around Meslier's feet, and that would have been a difficult one to stop. It's a wake-up call.
Too many players in too much space, and Burke, Burke with a header, which could have caused Leeds a lot more trouble there. So they've had two big moments in this first half. Luton, for all, Leeds have dominated possession, played most of the game in their half. Just the one goal to show for it, and still reminders that there is more work to be done here.
Yes, I think I've seemed to have seen this film before a few times, where we have a lot of possession, a few good chances. We've taken one at least, but don't want to get caught with a sucker punch.
Struijk, as we are a couple of minutes away from the conclusion here at the end of the first half. Leeds switched off on Sunday, don't want to do the same again. Loose ball from Struijk, Rodon from Gnonto, who'd stayed alive to the danger there and went to retrieve the situation. Rodon. Now Rothwell. Runners set off, but Rothwell checks back instead to Rodon. Out wide to Bogle. Blocked before he can get it on the near side touchline by Moses. He'll take the throw in. Back it goes to Rodon. Rothwell on the edge of the centre circle. Goes back to Joe Rodon. Plays it to his left to Pascal Struijk. Again, the runners have gone, but stopped. As Struijk pushes it into the path of Solomon. Aaronson's gone ahead of him, and he gets the ball now. Aaronson trying to get to the byline. He'll win a corner kick for Leeds United. They're all just taken off his toes by Krauss, and it rolls behind. And there's a chance for Leeds in the final minute of the first half to put the ball in the Luton penalty area once more.
Now it's just all about concentration. See this half out. We've got the ball up their end, so that's a good sign. We all know what happened against Swansea. That was not a good move towards the end of that first 45, but let's see if we can get another one this time.
Rothwell again, as the referee stops him because he wants words with players in the middle there. Gnonto gives him a little thumbs up. And now the whistle is blown for the corner to be taken as we move past the 45th minute and into the one added minute that there'll be here. In it curls, heads up in there from Struijk, great save, and it's in the back of the net from Joel Piroe. Leeds finished the first half with a real flourish. Struijk's header saved, Piroe pounced for Leeds United 2, Luton Town 0.
And we deserve a 2-goal lead. Absolutely, been really good in this first 45. And it's from a set piece, a corner. Another goal this season from a corner. Rothwell, excellent delivery. And it's Pascal Struijk. He's the one that wants this. He says, right, I'm going to get on the end of this. It's going in. Like any good striker, they're following in. And any scraps, they're going to feed off it. It's a really good finish. Should never miss. And Joel Piroe in those sort of positions never does.
Very similar finish to the Byram finish in many senses. Kind of little cushion pushed volley from close range. Same outcome, that's for sure. Flies into the back of the net. Piroe, Leeds' leading goal scorer, pushes himself a little further ahead in the charts. And that will be surely the last action of the first half, because we are way beyond the 1 added minute that was signalled now. Luton come forward as the game goes on. Given away to Bogle. Now Piroe, nice ball in field, Tanaka. Maybe we'll just give it another 15 seconds, eh? There's Solomon down the left-hand side. Solomon moving the ball quickly up towards the edge of the penalty area, where he's tackled successfully by Krauss, and then the ball in field. Quite sure why the game is still going on here. Luton in possession. Out to this near side it comes. We've had 2 added minutes now at the end of this first half. Good work by Rodon and Gnonto between them. Now the counter-attack is very much on. Oh, come on, ref.
That's a surprise.
So the half-time whistle sounds, and there's applause around Ellen Road, because Leeds have dominated this one from start to finish. They claim 2 goals, but what they will be mindful of as they head towards the tunnel is that Luton had a couple of moments themselves, particularly one that inspired an incredible clearance off the line from Pascal Struijk that could see them very much still in the game.
Yes, they had a couple of very good half chances, didn't they? But this time it has gone our way. We've taken a couple of our chances, dominated possession, looked really good. Front 3 of Luton aren't really closing us down very well, and once we bypass them, the space is there. The movement rotation of our front men is really good. So 2-0, just about right. And let's see if we can now control this second half and see it to a comfortable win. What am I talking about?
Steady.
Let's just get the win.
Steady. Yep, half-time foundation has been built. Now there's more to do. Half-time scoreline, Leeds United 2, Luton 0. So we're all set to get the game underway here with Piroe, who was celebrating it all seconds before half-time, taking the kick-off to get the second half underway. Rodon to Pascal Struijk. Rothwell and Byram. Struijk strokes it to Rodon. Rothwell. Back it goes to the number 6. Out wide it goes to Bogle in the Luton half. Gnonto back into his own half to Rodon. Now Pascal Struijk just outside the centre circle to Rothwell, who stops, turns right, then turns left, gives it to Tanaka right in the centre circle. Struijk back to Rothwell. And Rodon to his right to Bogle on the halfway line. Into it goes to Piroe. Piroe rather loses the ball, stuck under his feet there, but Leeds are very quick in to win it back again. Tanaka to Rothwell, right through the middle. It's crowded in there, so he moves it out wide, and then he goes down the channel beyond Gnonto just. Gnonto goes chasing in case, and it will require a clearance out the box by McGuinness, who manages to roll it into the path of Bell, and then it comes off Aaronson and goes behind for a goal kick.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what Edwards has said to his Luton side, but they don't look a lot different to me. They're certainly just there, aren't they, trying to fill spaces, but just that urgency, trying to work out how they're going to get back into the game. But I think it's all about us, isn't it? Making sure we concentrate, keep it tight, make it really difficult for them.
Maybe stay patient. Leeds work the ball around. But most importantly, and off the ball, work hard, as they're off the ball currently. And he passes to this near side to Hashioka, and then attempted nutmegs in the middle of a crowd of players from Mengi, and then suddenly Luton are able to spread the ball to the left side, but that's poor, and Bogle, well, initially looked like he was going to get on the counter-attack and they burst forward then, but then his control wasn't the best either, and Luton were handed possession back. And Leeds are now handed possession. Tanaka takes the gift and gives it back to Meslier. Tanaka moves it forward and now gives it to Struijk and on to Solomon. Solomon was fouled there, surely dragged back. The referee lets play develop, and when it doesn't, he gives Leeds a free kick.
Yes, Krauss is always the wrong side of Solomon. It'll grow him to slow him down.
Free kick has been taken. Rothwell to Solomon and back again. Solomon down this near side. Cuts back and then he's held up again. Same player, same challenge basically. And Leeds have a free kick which is somewhat closer to the penalty area this time. So maybe no variation. Back it goes, short. No thought of putting that one in the penalty box. It's all way too old school concept, isn't it?
Stick it in the mixer. Yeah. No, forget that. We don't do that anymore.
Why ever not? Struijk to Rothwell to turn, to keep it in play. Gives it down the line to Byram. Oh, caught late by Hashioka, but Leeds have an advantage. So the game goes on with Aaronson. Aaronson to cross into the middle, just cut out before it arrived at the feet of Piroe, who was waiting. And the game goes on. I wonder whether it may yet be punishment for poor challenge from Hashioka.
It was. Surely it's a yellow.
Since got rid of the ball, and now we're about to find out.
Yeah.
The referee reaches to the yellow card.
Yep.
And there it is. So having just come on, Hashioka has now been booked, but Luton do have a free kick in the Leeds half.
Once again, just set pieces and take their time. Put the big guys forward and let us be first to the ball.
Clark stands over it. Luton have been prepared to push plenty forward here. And then Clark with the right foot. Hit hard into the area. Headed up in the air, not clear. Still there, still alive. Flag is raised. So Morris is offside, spotted by the assistant on the near side.
Well, 2-0 up, it's clearly if Luton somehow get one back, it becomes a very different game, doesn't it, all of a sudden, but hard to see how. I think we've been absolutely dominant. Just got to keep moving that ball. I say, keep control, keep patient. I know Daniel Farker talks a lot, doesn't he, about control. And from 2-0 up, that's exactly what the players need to show.
Struijk. Now Tanaka. Real sense in the first half that Leeds can get it up and around that Luton penalty area. Potential is there for more from this game. Bogle with a throw back to Rodon. Leeds are away at Blackburn on Saturday lunchtime. Somewhat easier journey for us this weekend than last weekend.
Every journey is easier than last weekend.
It's a
apart
fair
from
point.
Plymouth, maybe, in Portsmouth.
Apart, yeah, on a train. And Luton are off to Norwich, so they have another away game. Another tough away game as well. Norwich scored 6 against Plymouth last night. Here's Piroe. Piroe, good ball to Aaronson. A lot of space now down the left for Solomon. Gives it back to Aaronson. Tries to do too much on the edge of the penalty area. There were players waiting in the middle there for the cross. And Aaronson trying to work it back inside, perhaps for a shot. Didn't work. Tanaka to go again for Leeds. On it goes to Gnonto. Gnonto's pass not quite into the path of Piroe. Tanaka can't win it back, and Morris takes it away and carries it over the halfway line. A little back heel, but it's gone straight to Gnonto because the man behind Morris slipped. Now Piroe on the halfway line. Gives the ball to Byram. Byram allowed to just move it forward up into that Luton half before he's half-heartedly closed down, really. And now Leeds playing that Luton half with Tanaka to Rothwell and out to Byram. Byram's happy just to go back to Rothwell again. Now Rodon in the centre circle. To Gnonto, lets it roll across his body. Short ball wide to Bogle, continues his run, but Bogle brings the ball infield. Men wait on the other side. Bogle goes to his right to Gnonto. Gnonto to attack the box now. He'll step over. He's into the penalty area. He goes back for Tanaka. Tries a shot. Well, he curls it in. There was never a great deal of power in that one from Tanaka. So it was on target, but it was an easy catch for Kaminski.
Yes, wasn't quite left or right. Unfortunately, straight at the keeper, but I like the idea. The ball's rolled back nicely. And why not but always going back into the keeper's arms.
Kick forward, Struijk wins a good header onto the chest of Tanaka. Just lofts it up over the top. The keeper will come out and it'll bounce back into his penalty area where he gathers it. And then rolls it to McGuinness, to Mengi. Up the line to Hashioka. Rodon goes in hard to win it. Ahead of Brown. And then Gnonto's little flick gets him away from Bell into the penalty area to Aaronson. Aaronson forced out the box. And now he turns and looks goalwards once more. Bogle to his right. The ball is slightly under hit. And then Bogle is guilty of committing a foul as the threat was on for a Luton counter-attack. So he leaves his man on the ground deep in that Luton half. So that pass is not quite coming off, is it?
You're right, Aaronson just the last couple of times, wrong decision. Tries to shoot when he shouldn't, and there, once again, just misplaced, not quite right. So he's got to step that up, get back to what we were doing in that first half.
Kaminski into the Leeds half. Pass Rodon, Struik's behind him, covering, wins the ball, keeps it in play, puts it up the line to Gnonto. Gnonto gets it to Aaronson. Aaronson's held it off and pushes, and then he's pushed to the ground fairly unsubtly by Bell, who'd panicked because I think he'd realised that he'd lost Aaronson there. So the shove brought the free kick, which Leeds have taken quickly again. Byram to Solomon. Struijk. Now Rodon. Now Tanaka. Leeds with great attacking options on the bench as we move into the 55th minute.
There is, and I'm just thinking about Dan James with Luton trying to chase the game, pushing up, and look at the space in behind the back five. Dan James would love that green grass to run into.
Ramazani also available for selection again. Aaronson.
Yeah, it's like to see him get only 15-20 minutes, start getting his fitness levels back up. He was extremely good, wasn't he, before he got that unfortunate injury.
A few Leeds subs appear on the touchline below as the game is being played just in the Leeds half. Struijk, Rodon onto Solomon. Not the ball he really wanted there, Solomon, so he has to go in to try and win it back. And it's Luton through Krauss, at least temporarily. And Solomon does get a touch in, which will take it into the path of Piroe. And then Piroe's ball, well, they all stood and watched that one before Gnonto reacted well. Now Rothwell. And Byram. Now Tanaka. Byram. Struijk. Back to the halfway line to Tanaka. James is warming up now. Hidden under a snood. It's that sort of evening. Rothwell. Goes back to Rodon on the halfway line. Now Bogle. To Tanaka. Now Struijk out wide to this near side to Byram. To the halfway line to Struijk. And now Tanaka and Struijk again. Rothwell back to Struijk. And to his right to Rodon. Rothwell in the centre circle. This is patience in the extreme from Leeds United here, just working the ball right to left. Back it goes to Tanaka from Byram.
I think we'll keep it like this all night, couldn't we? You look at this Luton side, and they're certainly getting back into a shape, getting back into an area, but not really engaging. They're not coming at the man on the ball.
Struijk to Rodon. Just ups it a little, gives it to Bogle. Brings the ball in field, plays it through a gap. Good stretch from Aaronson to control. Plays it into Piroe, turns goalwards, and it's cleared. And Piroe goes hands to head there as he had a sight of goal briefly. And his shot went in and it was blocked, kept out. Here's Tanaka, goes down, fouled. Byram has gone down to the turf as well, by the way.
Just see there, Piroe, excellent work, wasn't from Aaronson. I think it's a better chance than I thought. I thought he got really blocked out, but actually, defender coming back is the one that took the ball off him.
There was the little push into the path of Solomon, wasn't there? But Sam Byram is going to be coming off here. So Wöber is the replacement. Byram with the first goal. That's Wöber back in action here at Ellen Road. I hope that's nothing too damaging for Sam Byram.
Yes, I hope not. Just really good, experienced player. We've needed him as well, and scored an excellent goal tonight.
Changes for Luton as well as Brown comes off. And his replacement is Taylor. And Morris, the leading scorer, is going to be replaced by Adebayo, who played in the game at the weekend. So Adebayo on, Morris off. Leeds have a free kick when the action resumes, which is well in sight of that Luton penalty area. Rothwell will be the man to deliver. Leeds having scored off a corner kick in the first half. What can Rothwell do with this one? Curled in, great ball, past Struijk just. Rodon was arriving behind, neither quite made it, but that was a terrific ball in from Rothwell. Beautiful. Now Wöber, he's onside, puts his cross in, and it needs a somewhat desperate clearance to get the ball behind for a corner.
What a delivery. Joe Rothwell, superb. Puts into a wonderful area. Not sure how it quite evaded, not one, not two, but three Leeds United players. Struijk and Wöber flying through, Rodon at the back as well.
So Leeds have another set piece, this time a corner kick. Rothwell inevitably over it. Solomon comes and offers himself short. The referee is unconcerned with corner taker just at the moment. He's having words with those in the penalty area. And now gives the signal. Rothwell, I don't think he's going to go short to Manor Solomon, so he starts to move away. He'll be better placed in the penalty area, perhaps. In it goes from Rothwell. It's headed clear. Actually, it comes to Solomon, waiting just outside the box. Rothwell's off him, gets the ball back. Goes into the middle to Rodon. Rodon puts a chip ball up, headed up in the air. Piroe underneath it. Pushed in the back, surely. Well, referee probably says he made a little bit too much of it, but it did look like a push.
Yeah, I think Piroe really pushed his man just slightly initially. And then, yeah, the acting from Piroe after that didn't please the ref.
Noise levels cranked up here inside Ellen Road. Tanaka, up in the air it goes. Piroe again, arms around his neck, nothing given. Piroe picks up, plays the ball into Aaronson. Aaronson in the penalty area, trying to get underneath the ball for a shot perhaps. He's forced back out the box to Tanaka. Tanaka would have a shot this time. Good strike, that one. Takes a deflection, flies over the crossbar for a corner.
Well, deflection there from Mengi. Just stopped Tanaka. At least hitting the target. Got it out of his feet. Might have been going the top corner, maybe a bit high. Rothwell wanted it as well, so good to see the two midfielders camped on the edge of the box, looking to get a strike away.
Well, if it's one stat that Leeds are building, it's the lack of goals from the central midfielders, whoever they are, last season or this season. Only grew from the free kick, remember. Maybe tonight's the night. Rothwell will take the corner. In it goes. Tanaka's at the back post. He's not getting to that one, but it's gone for a goal kick as it turns out. So he must have got something on it, or did it go straight out? And it's a goal kick anyway.
At least our midfield aren't shooting. That's an improvement.
No, given away to Solomon. Far outside that Luton penalty area. Comes back to Rothwell. Now Wöber. Rothwell again. Nice control. Works it around Adebayo. Gives it to Tanaka. Tanaka rolls it into Gnonto. Back to Tanaka. Through the middle for Aaronson. Into the path of Solomon. Taken away from him to Gnonto. Gnonto on the edge of the D. Oh, he's brought down right on the edge of the D. And this gives Leeds a free kick. Right in the middle pretty much. And just outside the penalty box.
Just dangled a leg. The Luton player, good challenge initially on Solomon. Once Gnonto starts coming across, you can see the leg come out. Down he goes. I think Wöber is quite interested in this one, and of course it is ideal for a left footer. But Piroe, I would have thought, might take charge instead on Rothwell.
Yeah, well, Wöber stepped away, so I'm not sure he's going to... Meslier has got involved in the conversation.
Well, I think it's...
Is it a message from the bench?
Yeah, a message from the bench of who's taking what. And Wöber has gone back across, so that's interesting.
So we have a triumvirate standing around the ball currently. Rothwell, Piroe and Wöber. And now...
That's like a board meeting now.
Aaronson's come to make sure it's quorate. And all behind the gloved hand. Now Leeds will have to decide which of these three is going to take this free kick, which is actually inside the D. Luton have put the sleeping man behind the wall. Rothwell looking favourite here, but you never know. Piroe shoots, and it takes a deflection up and wide. There was a good shape on that shot, but it caught somebody at the end of the wall and went behind for a corner.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodies in the way, but they're still having a conversation about it. So I just wonder if this is a free kick that should have happened.
Well, let's see if this is a corner kick that should have happened. As Solomon crosses to the far post, it's headed clear. Tanaka goes chasing to pick the ball up again for Leeds. Plays it all the way back to Bogle. Still in that Luton half. Aaronson back to Bogle once more. 66th minute. Leeds United 2, Luton 0. Short ball from Struijk. So Rothwell has to come in to rectify the situation. Just a toe poke back into the path of Joe Rodon. Now it's back with Pascal Struijk once more. Dan James is going to be coming on shortly. He's just been summoned back to the technical area, as has Matteo Joseph. Solomon infield to Aaronson. Aaronson to Wöber. Wöber, that's a nice ball off the outstep into Piroe. Now Gnonto. This is good football from Leeds. Gnonto goes wide to Bogle just outside the area. Tries to get the cross in. There were loads waiting in the area then, but he couldn't beat the first man, and it goes out for a Leeds throw.
No, but good defending from Moses. Knew that Bogle wanted to whip it in behind him, so just takes a yard to the left and stops the cross.
Tanaka to keep Leeds going. Aaronson driving on here. Oh, he's tumbled to the ground by Taylor. That wasn't a good challenge.
No.
Aaronson stays down.
Let's hope he's okay. He's worked tirelessly, as he always does. Done some really good things. The two decisions didn't quite turn out as he would have wanted, but here's what his team free kick.
Rodon to Struijk in the centre circle. Now Rothwell ahead of him to Gnonto, back to Rothwell. A little bit slack there. There's another late challenge, and it's a yellow card again because it was Clark who slid through and just avoided catching Struijk, but it was the intent for which he's been punished there.
And yes, it's a bad challenge, but you know, at least they're showing a bit of fight rather than just standing there and let us play around them. They're not really taking any risk, are they? Then, if they do start committing bodies forward, you expect us to have opportunities to go and score another, but at the moment they're not doing that.
Tanaka back to Wöber, now Struijk. Meslier with a rare touch in this second half. Can't remember his last one. Out it goes to Rodon. Pushed into the Aaronson. Now Tanaka. Rothwell comes off him. It's beginning to open up a little in front of Leeds at this stage of the game. Rothwell comes back to Tanaka. And it goes to Piroe. Curls his pass wide beyond Solomon, but he gets it off Bogle instead. Aaronson back into his own half to Rodon. Now Solomon operating down that right wing into Tanaka. Bogle pushed to the ground. And Leeds will stop and wait because there are changes to be made here now. So board goes up and Gnonto is going to come off. Gnonto returns the applause of those around Ellen Road. And Dan James will be the direct replacement for Willie Gnonto. And then the second change we'll see Joel Piroe, goal scorer, replaced by number 19 Matteo Joseph.
Yes, fresh attacking legs. That's what we've got. That's the strength of our bench. I'm sure Victor Moses' 33-year-old legs over that left-hand side must be thinking, oh no, here we go.
So Joseph joins the fray, and Leeds have a free kick, and Tanaka is ready to take it, and we've got 20 minutes remaining here at Ellen Road. Tanaka taking their time, and then going back to Rodon. Across the back to Struijk. And now Wöber. And then infield to Tanaka and Rothwell. Back to Tanaka, and now Struijk. Over it goes from Wöber into space in the centre circle. To push back, and Dan James is on the chase, so it goes all the way back to Kaminski. And he just puts his foot through it, sends it back into the Leeds half. Struijk wins the header, puts it back in the Luton half, and then the flag is raised for an offside, and Leeds will have a free kick. Referee is coming to the near side to have a conversation with somebody. Oh, I think he's the goal line technology watch is packed up, so he's had to change it. There we go. Such is the modern game.
It's been all pretty straightforward, hasn't it, in this second half? Luton offering very little. Meslier must be freezing up there.
He's just rubbing his arm, actually right on cue. He does a jog and he swings his arms around just to keep the circulation going, frankly. Game's been played a long way away from him, which is good, obviously. Still, the referee hasn't... Well, now he needs a bit of help to put the watch on properly, so Tanaka offers assistance. And finally, I think Sam Allison is in a fit state to be able to continue refereeing this game. That's a weird one. 3 Leeds players all run towards the same free kick. Bogle sees the run of James down the right-hand side, aims for him. Header is past James from the defender Bell. Plays a straight ball, but given straight to Bogle, but he can't find a teammate. And now there's a bit of space down that left-hand side for Luton to attack, and they move quickly in with Moses, crossing to the edge of the area, comes back out for Clark. Clark holds onto the ball. Luton possession with Mengi. And now Hashioka. Hashioka on into the path of Krauss. Mengi again into the penalty area. Still there for Mengi to shoot. Good block by Tanaka. And then McGuinness picks up for Luton in the centre circle, so they keep men forward. Back it goes to the centre half, to his left. And then up to the halfway line to Clark. And then back to Bell. Bell plays up to the halfway line. Leeds win it back there with Struijk. Luton have kept a few up, so does that mean there's closing the gaps now, I guess?
Yeah, that was their longest piece of possession, I think, in the whole game. Did well, got a shot away. Now back in their shape.
Struijk to Rothwell. Baptiste is going to come on for Luton shortly. Struijk back to Rodon. Now Bogle. Back to Rodon. And Tanaka. That's the depth to Rothwell, who can have a little run forward here. There's a big gap ahead of him, and he's moving into it. Just showed a little bit too much of that one to Krauss, who puts it into touch for a Leeds throw-in, but they've advanced up into that Luton half. And Baptiste will be coming on for them now. So Shandon Baptiste on for Marvellous Nakamba. He goes and sits in the midfield. Solomon on the ball for Leeds. Struijk, back it goes to Rodon. Struijk offers himself short, puts the ball into the channel. Solomon, can he get there before it runs away from him? Not quite. Slid in to try and hook it back into the middle. Couldn't get his boot round it, and it went behind for a goal kick.
Just slightly overhit. A bit more loft, might have slowed it down a bit, but let's see if we can just regroup and now keep pushing Luton back.
15 minutes remaining. Hashioka up to Taylor on the halfway line. Comes off Struijk and goes out. Luton want to take the throw in too far forward. Sent back into their own half. Hashioka looks backwards with a throw in from Mengi. He just goes a long sweeping crossfield ball. Great ball. He's not getting to that one. And now Luton are in a positive position just outside the Leeds penalty area before Bogle puts a tackle in, which sends the ball behind for a Luton corner. Moses was the man attacking.
Excellent long diagonal ball out to Victor Moses. Just drove to the line and won a corner kick.
So Chong is the next change for Luton here. But not yet, not till the corner kick's been taken. Curled into the penalty area where the heads go up just over the top, as it was Adebayo who met it and couldn't keep his header down, but that was a nervy moment.
Certainly was. Decent ball in. Debayo, big and tall, just a standing jump, gets there first.
So Victor Moses sprints towards the near side touchline, and replaced by much younger legs in the shape of Chong, the Dutchman. And he goes out to that left wing. Meslier out the penalty area to Tanaka. Given to Struijk. And back to Meslier, who opts for the safest option, which is the long ball. Wöber beaten by Hashioka in the midfield. Taylor picks it up for Luton. And then Leeds win it. Now there's a chance for James to get going for the first time since he's arrived on the pitch. Plays it out to his right to Rodon. What on earth is he doing there? Infield it comes from Rodon. Rodon plays it into Aaronson, lets it run to Solomon. Solomon's inside the penalty area. Line of players in front, so he tries the curler. And it just goes up and over the top from Mana Solomon.
Excellent play from Joey Rodon. Intercepts the pass and then sets off on a run down the right-hand side. And when it comes to Solomon, does well, just a little shimmy. Just needed to be a couple of feet lower, otherwise that was arrowing into the top corner, but couldn't keep his shot down.
Joe Rodon casting an unfamiliar role there. Drop of the shoulder.
On the charge, wasn't he? He was off.
Taken away from his man. Kaminski to take the goal kick. Struijk, great header. Joseph battling away with McGuinness. Gets ahead of him and manages to let the ball roll out. Manhandles Matteo Joseph in the process, but all fair. Mengi, they're all leaving the throw-in for each other here. Hashioka is the latest, and he does take it. Good turn from Baptiste away from Tanaka, and then threaded through for Taylor, and so there's a bit of space down the left for Chong here. Moving up, little step over, gets it a bit wrong there. Not entirely popular because of a Manchester United connection in his past. And Luton have the ball in the Leeds half. Into Chong it goes. Closed down by Bogle, unsuccessfully though. Still going, Chong then gives it back to Mengi. And then Hashioka. Chong's popped on the right side, and then Wöber's going to get to this one ahead. Oh, that's a good ball from Wöber through the legs of Hashioka to Solomon. Oh, there were runners going there if he'd have moved it quickly. Now he goes off in a run himself, and Aaronson's onside. So Aaronson can carry it forward for Leeds. Comes inside, and Krauss had read his intentions and gets the ball off him and gives it to Hashioka, and then Wöber bundles Hashioka down, and Luton have a free kick inside their own half.
Krauss, Luton's 8's got through a lot of work, hasn't he? But it's been all defensive rather than getting forward. He didn't quite make the most of the chance there.
Mengi back into McGuinness. And Baptiste. Rodon intercepts. And Bogle, Tanaka. Back it goes to Joe Rodon. Oh, Rothwell, sloppy. Rodon has to nod the ball back to Meslier as he's happy to see it come off Adebayo and into his path. Rothwell was the culprit. And there's another loose one as well. That's under hit. Solomon was never game to that one. And Leeds are happy to see the ball go into touch for a throw-in.
And that's the danger now. As you say, sloppiness just creeping in. It's just been so easy. We've knocked it around this Luton side very comfortably, but let's not give them anything.
Wöber will take the throw-in for Leeds. Halfway line, Joseph battling away, loses it to Hashioka. Comes back in to Solomon. Solomon into space for Bogle. He's got a run down the far side. If he can put the ball for Dan James, he can. James is in, lobs it. Oh, lovely from Dan James. Magnificent finish. Credit the ball from Bogle and credit the finish from Dan James. Lofts it over the goalkeeper. That is a really nice way to win a game. Leeds United 3, Luton 0.
Well, it's a great substitution for James to come on with a tiring defence, just knock it over the top. However, you've got to do it with a bit of quality, and that's what Bogle does. Superb, over the top, gets his body in the way, and that's a calm finish we saw at Swansea. Dan James shows some great composure in setting goals up here. Shows great composure in scoring one himself. An excellent finish.
Lovely little clip over the goalkeeper there. Judged to perfection. Dan James back amongst the goals. And Luton, the restart delayed a little because they had a player down in the box in the aftermath of that goal going in. And now the game will resume with 10 minutes to go here at Ellen Road. And now clear daylight between Leeds United and Luton. Mengi was the man down, back on his feet now. Booming long clearance. It's bouncing awkwardly, but Struijk read it really well. And gets a little high five off Meslier there, because that could have been tricky. It's coming in over his shoulder. And now there's another player down for Luton. This time it's the hard-working Krauss. It looks to be a concern. And
hamstring, never a good sign, is it, when a player starts feeling the back of their leg.
how many changes have they made, Luke?
Well, no, but he's run himself into the ground.
I'm not sure if they're close to the complement here. Leeds are making changes. And Guilavogui is going to come on just to shore things up. And Ramazani is coming on as well. That was a joke, by the way.
So I think they've made 5 changes, haven't they?
Yeah. Aaronson off first. Had a good game, Brendan Aaronson. And great to see Ramazani. Such a roar of appreciation for his return to action. And then the second change sees the hard-working Joe Rothwell summoned towards the touchline, and he'll be replaced by Guilavogui, who we've liked when we've seen him come on as well.
Certainly have. Joe Rothwell, another fine game. So a great set piece delivery, but really good play. The partnership with Tanaka is an impressive one at the base of that midfield.
Well, Luton are just debating what to do themselves here, because Krauss is having a long conversation with the medical staff about, I think, whether he's going to come back on or not. We'll see.
With a hamstring strain, it's just silly to come back on. All you're doing is risking something lasting even longer.
Well, he is going to come back on by the looks of it, but as we already mentioned, they have an important game, Luton. On 18 points, that's only 3 above the bottom 3. So although they're put a bit of distance between themselves and the drop zone, where they have been in the bottom 3 so far this season, it's not a big gap. So Norwich away is another important fixture for them. So Krauss still not back on. Leeds, for the time being, have a man advantage. Right on cue, the Leeds fans suggest that Luton are going down. Ball wide to Dan James. James, oh, that's a good ball to Ramazani. Takes it down nicely just outside the box. Comes in, going through a crowd of Luton players. Gives it back to James, who just puts it up, and Hashioka clears from the edge of the area. Taylor just about works it away briefly, and then gets a second ball on the near side touchline. And then is taken out by Pascal Struijk fairly unceremoniously as he tries to work the ball past him. Struijk just steps across him.
I love the way Struijk is now just talking to the referee's assistant and says, "You're kidding me. That can't be a foul." I think it was.
Yeah.
He's been brilliant, hasn't he, Pascal? Yeah. Captain. Really good defending at set pieces. Of course, it was his header that led to that second goal.
Luton in possession. Well, Krauss is back on as the ball goes into the box, and Meslier's come, and Meslier's made a fine save, because suddenly it opened up in front of Adebayo there, and Meslier had to get out and off his line smartish to make sure the shot didn't cause problems. Hashioka actually played in by Tanaka there. Wöber, good work by Wöber, wins Leeds a throw-in, cool defending. The Austrian international. Ellen Road attendance 35340. What is a cold night here. There are just over 1,000 Luton fans in the stadium. I suspect quite a few of them may already be contemplating an early exit, a relatively early exit, with 3 minutes and a bit more to go. Guilavogui to Solomon. Guilavogui gives it to Joe Rodon. Leeds fashion one more chance in the closing stages of this one. Bogle down the line, right side, trying to get the ball in the box, does well. And here's Joseph, and there's a header that forces a save from the goalkeeper, dropping to his left. And Matteo Joseph very close to getting that 4th goal there.
Well, Mark McGuinness, the Luton defender, that's a right hash. He's trying to clear that one. Joseph was alive, might have been going just wide anyway. High in the air, had to watch it for a long time, but good awareness.
So Leeds have a corner, and with no Rothwell, it's Ramazani who's going to take it. Let's see what he can do. Well, dropped into the near post, easy header away for Chong. reserve judgment. Struijk back into the centre circle to Joe Rodon. And Tanaka gives it back to the captain. And now Wöber. Now Struijk to Rodon. Leeds were already the division's leading scorers at home. They've just added to that tally now, and they may yet do more, because here's Ramazani with runners with Wöber. Wöber tries a first-time ball into the middle, and it's cleared into touch for a throw-in.
I'm loving that turn from Ramazani.
Wöber back to Guilavogui. Still an appetite for Leeds to keep going forward here. Guilavogui. Wöber into Ramazani. Nice ball, Tanaka to Bogle. Around the corner there, and then through the middle for Solomon. A lot of space down the right for Dan James. James with a low ball into the middle. Almost breaks for Bogle. Comes back for James in the box. James, player in front of him, tries the shot, spins up in the air, and it's cleared away long, deep into the Leeds half. And there's a real sense that there are actually potentially more goals in this game, even in the last 50 seconds or so, plus whatever is to be added on, which probably won't be a great deal. Substitutions. They've picked out James with a great through ball there. He just ran into too many Luton shirts, but it was rolled beautifully into his path. And then there's a little foul committed by Tanaka. There's a card come out rather for Ramazani. And the only one who's emerged with any real damage from that is his teammate Tanaka.
Yeah, and he's just kind of pushed.
Chong ran into him, didn't he?
Well, he's just slightly pushed Chong into Tanaka.
I'm not sure that's a yellow card foul,
no,
but here we go.
If you think of all the pushes that happened tonight, Krauss, I remember 2 or 3 straight away in the first half that didn't get anything. Luckily, Tanaka is okay. So
the concern right at the end of the game here is that Tanaka is requiring treatment here as we move into 5 added minutes. And already that will be extended because there's no play at the moment. I think he got a whack in the face, didn't he, Tanaka? And the medical staff are on there with him. Chong's head into his cheekbone, basically.
Yeah, and just that little push in the back. There's an arm from Ramazani, and Tanaka, as he always does, just stands tall and normally nicks the ball, but it was head first into him.
I think he's okay. Doesn't appear to be any visible damage, and jogs towards the near side touchline. And we'll be looking to get back on before the end of this game, no doubt. Long ball played into the Leeds penalty area, headed away by Rodon, comes back to the edge. Another good save from Meslier, stretching to his right this time to push that one away from goal. So Luton again threatening to claim a consolation.
It's an excellent save, but the header is a poor one from Rodon, straight back into the danger area. Try and get it up and away, not on the edge of your own box, central. And then Meslier had to do a bit of work, and he did it well.
Leeds on course for another clean sheet here, which I'm sure the goalkeeper is very, very keen to ensure happens.
And the defenders, I think, after Swansea.
Yes,
because,
well.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't have been pleased with how they defended, but tonight they've been good, they've been at it, had plenty of possession of the ball as well, but still there's 1 or 2 chances for Luton, but
well, we have to remember a big moment in the first half.
Yeah.
Struik's clearance off the line, which was an amazing act, given the angle the ball was coming in. He did brilliantly well for Leeds United there, and that kept that lead and allowed Leeds to add to it, and has ensured a pretty comfortable second half, frankly. That second goal made all the difference. Luton going back towards McGuinness. Oh, 2 players were racing towards McGuinness there, James and Joseph, and to be fair to the central defender, he threw them both off, stepped through the middle of the pair of them, and was able to clear away under pressure. 2 to go. Luton in possession in the Leeds half. Still a pantomime villain here. Ramazani loses out. Shot from the edge of the box, and again Meslier goes down. Fairly straightforward save this one, pushes it away from his body and then clears it into the head of McGuinness. Giving away poor from Luton that. Ramazani rolls it wide to Dan James. James has 3 runners through the middle, plays it in for Joseph, and then it's the defender Mengi who gets in just ahead of Joseph, who was shaping to shoot, and manages to poke it back to his goalkeeper.
Well, at least Mengi looked to be showing some urgency. The rest of his teammates, awful, but good little chip ball, wasn't it, from Dan James? Almost made Mateo Joseph have a chance at goal.
Mengi made that point to his teammates, didn't he, in the aftermath? Where were you? They didn't look like a team who got maybe a few problems here, Luton. There's a lot of talk between players and conversations with the manager. And never really been in it. I know we've talked about that chance in the first half. But Leeds have been dominant again here at Ellen Road. Ramazani can't turn away from his man, but straight back to Tanaka as we are inside the final minute here. There will be a little bit more than that to be added on, so still time for Leeds as Wöber has it from Guilavogui. Wöber out to Solomon, drops the shoulder, moves it left. Solomon will come in on the right, into the middle to Ramazani. Ramazani drifts one way then the other, plays it into the path of Bogle arriving just outside the area. James is further wide, he has the ball now, back it comes for Tanaka. Tanaka rolls it into the path of Solomon, great ball in for Bogle, trying to finish it, and then he couldn't push it underneath the goalkeeper, and Kaminski did well to hold on to that one. Leeds players waiting in the middle. Bogle had the chance to add a fourth, not quite.
Well, we're lining up to score, aren't we? I just wonder if Joseph was that the pass. No, I think he had to go it alone, simply because defenders were back in front of Joseph, but couldn't squeeze it through the keeper.
Ball has gone out of play for a Leeds throw-in as we've crossed the 5-minute mark now, so there won't be too much more to be added on. Tanaka to Ramazani. Ramazani skips through a couple of tackles. He just wants to keep going here. How did he not get a free kick there? I'm not entirely sure, neither's he. And his protestations continue. And that is the last action in the game. Leeds United have come out comfortable winners against Luton Town here. 2 goals in the first half, 1 in the second, and another home victory, another 3 points, and that means that Leeds United end the evening back on top of the championship table. It's been a pretty comprehensive victory. The home side have come through. Leeds United 3, Luton Town 0.
Yes, and I think the score is just about right. We were certainly 3 goals better than Luton. Yes, they had 1 or 2 half chances. We had so much possession, certainly dominated the game. And in the second half, really a bit of a non-event, but we pushed on, got another goal, and in the end we ran out well-deserved winners. Really good to see that clean sheet, and on we go.
Leeds march on. Next one up is Blackburn Rovers away on Saturday lunchtime. Another challenge awaits, but Leeds have come through this one this evening, and they've come through it pretty comfortably as well. As Byram, Piroe, and then a second half lob. It was a thing of beauty from Dan James, ensure that Leeds United are victorious once more. Full-time scoreline here at Ellen Road. It's finished. Leeds United 3, Luton 0.